Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida is on a West Asia tour. On Sunday, Kishida met Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in Jeddah. The two leaders discussed measures to boost energy and business ties. Saudi Arabia continues to be Japan's biggest oil exporter. Earlier, Kishida attended the Japan-Saudi Roundtable meeting as well, where 26 cooperation and investment arrangements were signed. The Japanese Prime Minister will also be visiting the United Arab Emirates and Qatar on the three-day trip. Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammad Shia al-Sudani has become the first Iraqi leader to visit Syria since the outbreak of the war in 2011. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad hosted the Iraqi Prime Minister for talks in Damascus. They discussed securing their shared border from security threats, including Islamic State militants, and they also agreed to enhance cooperation to reduce drug smuggling. Syria and Iraq share a 600-kilometer long border. Cross-border drug trafficking is also common in the region. US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is in India. She is set to meet the G20 finance ministers, including Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. On the sidelines of the meeting, she addressed a press conference. Yellen said that US sees India as an indispensable partner for friendshoring as part of the overall de-risking strategy for the American supply chain. She also said that it's vital for the two countries to use this meeting to strengthen their coalition. As boat crossings grow across the Mediterranean, Tunisia's President Kais Saied and European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen have signed a strategic partnership agreement that will help combat human traffickers and bolster efforts to stop irregular migration. Tunisia is a key route for migrants trying to make their way to Europe. It has lately seen a rise in racially motivated attacks. The head of Iran's police force announced the revival of the morality police hijab patrols on Sunday. Some reports claimed that female police officers began to arrest and berate women whose heads were uncovered. Soon after the announcement was made earlier, the official morality police operations had ceased for over 9 months as a response to nationwide protests. This happened after the death of 22-year-old Kurdish Mahsa Amini in police custody. She was arrested for allegedly violating the mandatory dress code, which has now made a comeback in Iran. The Indian Environment Ministry has said 5 out of the 20 cheetahs brought from Namibia and South Africa died due to natural causes. It said media reports attributing the deaths to factors like radio collars were based on speculation and hearsay without scientific evidence. In a statement, the ministry also said several steps have been planned to support the cheetah project, including the establishment of a cheetah research center for facilities for rescue, rehabilitation, capacity building and interpretation. At least 4 people died after a boat carrying 20 people sank in Bangladesh's Buriganga River near the capital Dhaka. Most of the passengers were believed to have swum across as the water bus sank close to the bank. 8 people have been rescued so far, 5 of which are unharmed and 3 in critical condition. Hundreds of onlookers gathered at the site as rescuers in multiple boats scanned the river with flashlights. Authorities say that they are hoping to salvage the sunken vessel. Ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha election, India's opposition parties will convene a second joint meeting at the southern city of Bengaluru. Big posters and banners were put up welcoming leaders to the two-day meet. 24 top leaders of political parties are expected to the meeting, including Congress Parliamentary Party Chairperson Sonia Gandhi, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, former party chief Rahul Gandhi, NCP Supremo Sharad Pawar, TMC Supremo and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, Bihar Chief Minister and JDU leader Nitish Kumar, DMK leader and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister MK Stalin and Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. The Human Rights Commission of Pakistan is alarmed at the hike in rate of crime against the Hindu minority residing in the area around Kashmir and Ghotki in Sindh. This is backed by abductions, attacks on temples and targeted attacks on the community at large. The Human Rights Commission of Pakistan says that an estimated 30 members of the Hindu community, including women, including children, have allegedly been held hostage by organized criminal gangs in the area. Reports say these gangs have threatened to attack the community's sites of worship using high grenade weapons. The suspect behind the shooting in Georgia that killed 4 was shot and killed by officers during an intense manhunt. He was 40 years old. His name is Andre Longmore. The exchange of gunfire came a day after Saturday morning's shootings in Hampton. A sheriff's deputy and a police officer were also wounded while trying to take the suspect into custody. Clayton County Police Chief Kevin Turner said both officers are expected to recover. John Kerry, the US Special Presidential Envoy for Climate, landed in Beijing on Sunday for a 4-day visit. He met his Chinese counterpart, Xie Zhenhua, and they met today. The talks are expected to be on reviving efforts towards curbing climate warming emissions. John Kerry says Beijing has agreed to have a methane action plan with measures to curb methane emissions from energy, agriculture and waste. China aims to achieve net zero CO2 emissions by 2060, but it is yet to set targets for methane and other non-CO2 greenhouse gases. In Pennsylvania, flash floods spurred by heavy rains claimed at least 5 lives. 2 children, a 9-month-old boy and his 2-year-old sister were also left missing. Officials said torrential rains occurred in the Washington Crossing area, sweeping away several cars. Other parts of the East Coast experienced heavy rain as well, including Vermont. Due to the strong storms, more than 350 flights were cancelled at Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey and over 280 at Kennedy International Airport in New York. Hundreds of flights were delayed. The National Weather Service has issued flash flood warnings and tornado watches for parts of Connecticut, western Massachusetts, Vermont and New Hampshire. Wildfires in Spain's La Palma Island are blazing out of control. At least 4,000 people have been forced to evacuate from the villages of Punta Gorda and neighboring Tijarraf as the forests in the region caught fire due to the searing heat. The wildfires charred about 4,600 hectares of woodland and burned almost 20 houses. Authorities stated that almost 300 firefighters were flown in to douse the wildfire. Regional President Fernando Clavijo said that the fire is not under control, hoping that better weather conditions could slow down its advance. All right, starting with some business updates. Indian markets opened higher today despite a weakness in broader Asian equities. Nifty touched an intra-day high of 19,612 during early deals, while the Sensex consolidated above 66,000 in early trade. Indian markets have been rising in momentum as foreign institutional investors have pumped in more than $4 billion into Indian equities since the 1st of July. Analysts expect Indian markets to outperform other emerging markets from these levels as the Indian economy remains resilient amid global gloom. In a strategic move to revive its smartphone sales and challenge its rival Samsung, China's Xiaomi has set its sight on the bustling retail outlets of India. After years of relying heavily on e-commerce, Xiaomi's India president revealed in an interview that the company intends to bolster its presence in the brick-and-mortar segment, which still dominates the Indian market. With online sales accounting for only 34% of Xiaomi's unit sales this year compared to Samsung's 57%, the Chinese tech giant is determined to close this gap. In a groundbreaking development, Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman have announced a momentous partnership aimed at achieving the decarbonization of society. During Prime Minister Kishida's visit to Saudi Arabia, the first leg of his three-nation tour of the Middle East, the two leaders held a lengthy meeting, signaling a new era of collaboration in the energy field. The leaders emphasized the criticality of maintaining a stable supply of crude oil amid uncertain prospects of international energy markets, particularly in light of the ongoing situation in Ukraine. All right, over to some tech updates next. After 2 years of delay, Tesla's first electric pickup truck has finally rolled off the assembly line. The first prototype was revealed back in 2019. This marks a huge milestone for the Elon Musk-led electric vehicle company. The Cybertruck looks nothing like a traditional pickup truck. It is wedge-shaped and has an angular design and a distinctive stainless steel body, which Tesla calls the exoskeleton. However, some car analysts believe the Cybertruck isn't for everyone. They've panned it as a niche product, saying that the EV will not have a broad appeal.
Created an exoskeleton. So normally the way that a truck is designed.
All right, more from tech. Meta has introduced a generative artificial intelligence model. It's named Chameleon. It can not only generate images from text descriptions, but it can also write captions for existing images. Now, according to Meta, Chameleon requires 5 times less computing power and a smaller training dataset than previous transformer-based methods. Meta used a dataset of millions of licensed images from Shutterstock to train Chameleon. However, it is not available for commercial use, at least not as of yet. The Isle of Lewis has seen a mass stranding of pilot whales. A pod of about 50 pilot whales have died following a mass stranding on the Scottish beach. Initial reports suggested there were around 55 animals. Later on, it was reported only 15 were still alive. The cause of the stranding is not known, but it is thought the pod may have followed one of the females. Pilot whales are known for their strong social bonds, so often when one whale is stranded, the others follow.